Facebook. Yeah, it's saying preparing, and it'll say live in a minute. Okay. I think we are now live.
Bye.
Welcome to Supercharged Sunday.
Woohoo. Welcome. Super
Hello, Myleen.
exciting. Emily, thank you so much for inviting me for Supercharged Sunday. This is so much fun. I'm waiting for this Facebook to join us
Right.
so that
You
I
know what
can
I'm
tag
gonna do?
myself.
Okay. And in the meantime, I'm gonna just check on the clubhouse for a second.
Oh,
Do you want
okay.
me to just go ahead and hit start?
Yeah, I'll hit start here.
I'm gonna hit start.
Start the room.
It started. I'm on there.
Cool.
So anybody, we're doing double duty today. We're doing Facebook Live and we're doing Clubhouse, and eventually this might even get on to wherever you see this from. You can just feel free. Now, the only thing is sometimes my internet gets a little wonky, so we'll just work with the vagaries of. Right now, it's saying poor collection, so we'll see. Let me see. Ping Myleen. Can ping people. Okay. All right. The newbie clubhouse group. Even though I've been spending a whole lot of time on there. Anyway, okay, let me also do this. I'm going to also share this. Oh, I normally share it on my phone, Myleen.
Oh, did you?
Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to hit leave quietly. I'm going to come back into the room. All right, let me just share this on.
Am I like supposed to hit the little microphone? What am I supposed to do with this thing?
Okay, let's do this. First, I'm going to just share this into in Facebook, get it where it needs to go. And then, okay, what? Wait a minute. Did I make this thing public? Oh my gosh. this is a tech challenge today. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure.
I can ping people. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, let me see here. Okay, everybody, just bear with us while we get our tech lined up. I promise you'll be happy to hear the exciting things coming your way today. So just hold on. And we get ourselves all
social channels.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share it now. And you guys, once we start our presentation, please, listen for, ask questions. I know you're going to have a lot of questions for Myleen, and we're going to get really into Canva. So maybe you could drop in our chat. Are you on Canva? Do you use Canva? Do you know what Canva is? And that would kind of help give us a gauge of your familiarity with the platform, and then we can go from there as well. Okay, I'm trying to do one more share. My internet's being very, very sluggish, so Myleen will do our best. I don't know if it's going to like both Clubhouse and Facebook, but we're going to see. We're going to try.
We're going to give it a good shot.
We're going to give it a very good shot for sure. Now it's kind of like freezing up my screen, but all right, we'll just dive into it. And as we go, we'll see what works and what we can do or what we can't. Just take it from there. But let me formally and officially welcome you all again. This is our second Supercharged Sunday for the year. And as you can see, we're already supercharging through the year. And so today, Myleen Obando, she's a marketing specialist, expert, guru, and her company, Light Bulb OBM, which stands for Light Bulb Online Business Management. And you can find her at lightbulbobm.com. She's going to share some great tips on using Canva. And I have to say that I can vouch and speak on the value that Myleen offers, because every week she has her Canva for creative entrepreneurs, I believe. Is that the title of your group?
So yes. So back when COVID, decided to shut the world down, I started being an entrepreneur for the last 10 years. All my girlfriends that are also entrepreneurs and small business owners were taking the opportunity to revamp their business and really start playing with design, and Canva blew up. And as a graphic designer, I was getting PMs like crazy through Facebook and Instagram of, hey, can you check out my latest creation and tell me what you think? And so that's where Canva for Women Entrepreneurs was born. And
Yes. Excellent.
so, and then of course, I stepped up to the plate and started hosting Canva Creative Hour on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have special guests, and sometimes we don't, but it all goes back to utilizing Canva as a platform to create consistent, effective marketing collateral material. And we focus mostly on brand marketing collateral material. And I want to go ahead and, before we keep going into the conversation, explain the difference. So
Okay.
my philosophy is to always go back to home base. And if people don't understand your brand, understand the overall mission and vision of what you are doing and how you are doing it, you're going to end up with a confused buyer, which means that your conversion rate is going to be pretty much non-existent. If you
Yes.
have a strong brand and a strong presence, it doesn't matter if you decided today to wake up and write a book. People know who you are, know what you do and how you do it and what you are asking of them. So you can go ahead and, develop shiny penny syndrome if you want, because your overall brand, your parent brand, has a strong foundation. So that's why it's so important to understand that brand marketing is essential. It always goes back to the parent brand. What are you, what is your vision? What is the purpose? What is the passion? Why are you setting out on this crusade?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So we're going to go through quite the steps and kind of set up the structure. And I really appreciate your highlighting that the importance of marketing and certainly using this tool to again increase your marketing impact. So I'm happy to say that I'm a very happy member of Myleen's Facebook group, the Creative Canva group, because each week she shares these tips. You and Michelle Vismaya Rubin, both of you guys,
Yes,
both of you together do an amazing.
co-collaborator.
Yes, you do an excellent job of sharing some really valuable tips. Like I learned how to ungroup my photos and my segments, my elements. I learned all kinds of tips that I was able to use immediately in my Canva. And for those of you who we're going to introduce Canva properly if you don't know what it is, but this background behind me, this is all from Canva using Canva graphics. This is not my office, although it's really cute. I can give you the illusion that it is thanks to Canva. And so, and also now you've started your She Shifts Academy, which you'll tell us more about that as well, which
Yeah.
I also enrolled in because I know that you can always use that marketing support. So you want to tell us a little bit about that, and we're going to get into our tips, and then you
Sure.
can tell us some more.
So, it just got to a point where people wanted more. Well, the women from the Canva Creative Hour wanted more, and they were like, "Can you do a deep dive into the different disciplines?" Because there's just marketing is so overwhelming. We all, when we're like, "Oh, marketing is easy," and when then you're trying to Facebook, Instagram. Now
Yeah.
Clubhouse has come into the play. LinkedIn, websites, emails. I mean, just listing them makes me want to go on a vacation. I'm like, sign me up for Disney World right now.
Hmm.
So, with the academy, what I do is that yes, we bring into Canva, and we're going to talk about those five tips, and that's what I really put into play. So, um, because with Canva and marketing and whatnot, it gets overwhelming very, very quickly, and we just want to
Yeah.
time ourselves out. And what my aim is to do is really break it down and help you guys, or gals, I should say, create bulk content collateral material that supports the brand, so that way you can go do what you do best. A lot of us, we tend to um, do what I call reactive marketing. So there's a huge difference between reactive marketing and responsive marketing. Reactive marketing is a frenzy for, and then we end up forgetting like those crucial things like stating the problem, how are you the solution, providing social proof, most importantly a call to action. What do you want people to do with the information? And then, launching it out to the different formats in a way that it's a digestible piece of information. And because we go into a reactive mode of, oh, I gotta blog, oh, I gotta post, oh, I gotta do a video, oh, you're emotionally spent. If you
Yes,
plan it out and then create a system and a process to create all the collateral material in one shot into digestible pieces and have that whole journey, then you can wake up, and if Baby Yoda comes on the scene, you can have a lot of fun with Baby Yoda and be there with the trends because your brand collateral material has been set up. You no longer
yes.
have to worry about it.
Exactly. So now let's build, and that's the beautiful, the end game of where we want to go. We want to be able to get to the place where we can have that very smooth marketing system. So before we actually get to that point, the final place, let's first tell people what Canva is in the first place, and then we can launch into our tips.
Yes. So Canva is such an amazing platform. It's a graphic design platform that, I mean, the most technically impaired person can manage it. It really alleviates us as entrepreneurs to create consistent, thorough, effective collateral material because there's templates. And if you want, I can go ahead and share my screen.
Okay, excellent.
If you want to make me a co-host, I'll go ahead and share my screen with you guys.
Okay. Um, I'm just gonna say make host because that's what it's doing. So let me just do that. It's easier.
No problem.
Mhm.
So I'll just go ahead and share. Oh,
And while Myleen does that, everybody, I have to just tell you that Canva, I use it every day. It's like it's one of my most important apps because it allows me to communicate visually things that normally I would have had to ask a graphic designer to do. I know in years past, that's what I would have had to have done. And now being able to have this at my fingertips, at my disposal, and learning how to maximize the use of the tool, which we're going to discuss more today, has really been a time saver, a lifesaver. So I'm excited for you to know more about it. And if you already know it, you're going to get some more insights on it. So welcome to the world of Canva, and that's Canva. There we go.
and you know
Yeah.
what? The great thing about Canva is you have a free account or you have a pro account. But obviously, I have a pro account because I really love, you know, all the gadgets and gadgets. And that's what you do with the pro account. You're going to get so much more photos, so much more of everything.
Yeah. And you don't have that limitation. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, the first step that I always say before we even go into Canva is have a plan. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And you're going to go into what I like to call creative chaos. Because
Mm.
if you go through here and you just like, click on templates, you're
So
going
this
to
is canva.com. Yeah. Hmm.
this is Canva and this is the templates. Now, this is how I create things very quickly, and this is how I teach to create things very quickly. I'm not looking for the content, I'm looking for the layout. How can the layout serve me? And everything is pretty much already resized and done for you. So, like Facebook covers, Instagram posts, Instagram stories, Facebook posts, like they're all sized and ready to go. So you essentially can just pick a template, change out the colors, pop in a picture that applies to you, and go.
Hmm.
But of course, we all want to like, design. So then if we don't come in with a plan, you're going to end up sitting here for hours on end. And then you're going to, it's like Facebook. You go on Facebook and then you totally forget why you were in there in the first place.
That's for
So
sure.
and it's just so awesome. Like I always say, look for a template. Look at what the layout appeals to you, and does it achieve the objectives that you want? And then if it does, great. Just pick. So like, here's a YouTube thumbnail. We'll use this template, and I like it because of the fact like it's a bold font with a subheading, and I like to always say, let the image do the heavy lifting. So the first step is to plan. Okay. And then once you have that, guess what? Now there's even more templates for you to look at. Like, look at this one here with the font. I mean, we can sit here forever, right? Like, look at the different types of fonts and the relationships. I mean, they're gorgeous. So it's like, don't recreate the wheel, just recreate the wheel in your vision, and go with a purpose. Because what I like to do is I like to go ahead and, change it up, whatever images apply to me. So like, here's a photo. Like, let's say we're going to talk about plants. So we can, oh, I think that's locked. Is that locked? Nope, it's not locked. So it's probably not even in a grid. So here, this is a really great little tidbit. Here's a grid. So the grid I'm going to put all the way to the back. So that way I don't lose the other parts of this graphic piece. And then I'm going to drag it here. And you see, like, drag and drop, super easy. You know, maybe we don't want that gradient tool, or we want to change the gradients based on the colors there. So then, like, look what Canva does. It pulls the different colors from the image. So that way you can do complementary colors from the image.
That is one of the cool features of Canva that I really like, that it will pick up all the image colors, and that you don't have to try to match up things. It will already pre-match it. You just select where you want things to go.
Exactly. And then, like, with that, the reason why I like that grid tool for the elements is because you can drag the picture around and really have fun, as far as, like, do you need to make the picture bigger or smaller? Like, you want to, focus on a certain spot. So it really just kind of gives you that freedom. I kind of like, I have like no idea why I'm doing this one, but whatever. But my whole point is that, let's say we're happy with this, it's achieved all the objectives that we want. And what I like to say is we're creating the master template. And, every month has 4.3 weeks in a month. So I like to say that we set up for 5. So if you are into doing YouTube videos and you need to do one per week, that's your goal. Well, guess what? You've created your master slide, your master template, and you're going to use one of my favorite tools on Canva, duplicate page. Boop. And then we go back to photos, and here we go. I'm going to go, maybe we go to this one. We're going to drag it in there, right, into that. And boom, there you go. And, change up what you got to change up. And then bam, there you go again. Week 3, week 4, and week 5. And so then, like, while you're in here, my best, so we made a plan, right? We wanted to do our YouTube video covers. Then we went ahead, we came in, we created our master slide. We had a template for, that series or that topic for the month. You have your look and feel. We went ahead, we copied it 4 times over. So that way you have 5 thumbnails, because you do it on a week, right? You're going to drag in your images, update this. And this is where the part where I have a lot of fun. So you haven't shot your videos yet, right? So you go ahead and you can write the caption in this little note feature right here. It's up to 2,000 characters. So let's say you already have an idea because you've outlined, you've planned, and you're in the middle of creation. You're going to go ahead and write the caption right here in this note. That way everything's in one spot. So you've planned, you've created, you're set, you've captioned everything. And, the and that's going to be really easy, because now when you're posting your videos, you're going to download everything, you're going to go into one shot, because you're already
So,
motivated.
Myleen, a question. So is that caption the caption that will appear on the YouTube video, like where it says description or something? Where will that caption appear?
So it will appear here in the notes section. So you
Okay,
can
so you could
add notes.
just say,
Yeah. So it's not going to appear when you download. It's just going to stay here in the file. But I don't know about you, Emily, but like when I'm in the middle of creation mode, I'm inspired, like some idea will pop up, and I don't want it to go, like, I don't want to be in like 9 different documents or 9 different platforms when I'm in creation mode and I'm inspired. So I just go ahead and write, like coffee is my second love, will design for coffee. And then like insert buy me a coffee link.
Oh, that's And this note, just so we can understand, it's to remind you that that's what you, I just want to get that clear. It's to remind you what exactly? For later on to put this somewhere else?
Yeah, so like, like for instance, we're playing with YouTube thumbnails right now. So a lot of us do videos, right? We create a lot of social media content. We do YouTube videos. Well, none of us want that awkward video image, where you're like, eh. So we create these beautiful YouTube thumbnails so that way nobody looks at that weird funky facial expression that you're making. Cuz
Right, and it also brands your videos.
exactly. And YouTube, I mean, YouTube is like the king of finding. It's like my sister. My sister loves finding that one photo of me where I'm making a funky face, and then she shares it on Facebook. And I'm like, "Thank you so much." I'm like, "Do you have like a private gallery of those funky images of me?" So, I get to eliminate that on YouTube.
Yes. And so when you make the caption, so basically what you're saying is like when you go back, you want to maybe put headlines in here or you want to put titles, you can capture your text and then you can come back then and put it in the way you need to. So you
Exactly.
just capture the creative idea. When I get a chance, I'll come back and put it in. So that's very helpful. That's a great tip because you mightn't have the time right then and there to structure it all out the way you want it, but at least you have the
Yeah.
idea.
And we're all so busy. Like we're all our own personal marketing departments. Even if you have an agency and stuff in mind, you have to give everyone a sense of direction. And Canva is such a really great tool with that because if you need to illustrate to your graphic designer and, how you want it to play out, you can always create the master or some sort of like sketch and it
Mhm.
will help them really and truly like put the end piece together, the end
Yeah.
product. So
And that's sorry, go ahead.
no. You can also like add notes here for the graphic designer, like, blend this more or find me an image of X, Y, and Z. And really work in tandem because now you can actually work on the same file at the same time. So wouldn't
Right.
that be really cool to like drag things and like be on Zoom or be on the phone with your graphic designer and be like, hey, I'm kind of feeling this more, or whatever the case is.
So it's as actually acts as a communication device as well. So depending on where your level of graphic abilities are, you can still use it. If you're really good at figuring, light and color and balance and all that kind of thing, you can create your own stuff. But if you still do work with a graphic designer, you can help to communicate them your basic idea, and they can add that layer of design or that layer of that element of style or what have you to make it the piece you want. So you can use it in many, many, many different ways.
Absolutely. Even with a
Yeah.
web developer, because
Yes.
Canva
Yes.
has templates for websites. So, if you want to tell them what you want the website to look like, and my favorite is the search tool is my favorite thing ever.
Yes. Yeah, you
So
can just put in whatever you're looking for.
exactly. And again, don't get stuck on, definitely do not get stuck on like what the subject matter is. Look
Mhm.
at look at the layout. Do you want an image with very minimal copy? Do you want like a whole color blocking situation? And this is really cool, if you want the product to be like the major highlight. um Definitely like industry, if you're in a specific industry, if you want to look, like you could do real estate or restaurants and stuff like that. But I really like to look at the layout because even though that this could be for like pet grooming, you may like this look and feel. So don't just like turn yourself down. Just quickly start looking at what objectives you want to achieve in the layout and then go from there.
One thing I would like to share for people who Canva might be more new for. So for example, when you're new to Canva, you go there, you might not know where to start. And as Myleen just said, starting with the search box is one great way to certainly just type in things. But the idea of knowing the types of things you can search for, so whether it's a Facebook post, whether it's a Zoom background, whether it's a magazine cover, just name the entity or the format, whether it's a postcard or, as she said, a website or a presentation. You type that in and it will give you the sizing and it will give you the different types of formats. So you don't have to start like in a void. You can do that. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And you apply those techniques that she's sharing now to any of those formats. So
So like some of us, like women's website, and then like you're gonna get like a lot of feminine treatments. So like, definitely have fun. Look at this. This one has our website is under construction. I think that's funny. So, and I love how Canva really thinks for you because like the copy is there, the graphics are there. You can just tweak some things out. And how fun is this? And I'm gonna see, does it have a ticker? I wonder how, you know, like this is really fun. Like, I don't know if it has like a whole ticker thing going on over here, but I like how that is, um, your web, if you're doing a coming soon thing or you have something launching, this is really cool. And I don't know if you can animate it here, but Canva has really blossomed with the whole video, because video is king right now. So if you go here to video, there's video templates now. So you can like totally change it up and do like a happy birthday. You can insert your own video, by the way, but if you're just pressed for time, you can do a whole thing like this is so much fun for like all those, yogis and health instructors, just use what they got. It's saying yes and showing up.
mhm, yeah.
And even like the call to action is thought out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Like you can't go wrong with that.
And it actually teaches you, Marlene. It's also letting you know what you need to remember when you're putting your different graphics together, things that you might to keep in mind to remember to include. So why don't we do this? Let's go through the list of like how you maybe I know you probably already started to share some already, but putting it in the context of the top 5 tips of how people can use Canva for their marketing. How would you kind of rank out some of your tips?
Okay, so the first tip is have a plan. Um,
Yes.
so that way we can, go into Canva because as we can see, Canva has so many different diverse design solutions, and we want to make sure we go in with a plan so we don't fail to go into creative chaos. The second thing is create with an intention. You have a plan, stick to your plan, look at the templates, look at the layout. Don't look at the fine details. So look at how the piece can serve you. Um, is it going to help you get to that end game with your call to action? Step number 3, and create within, limit yourself. Say it's going to take me an hour and
Yeah.
honor that hour, because if not, done is better than none. Don't go into that whole perfectionist mode. So once we finish creating, that is when we set. So set it out, either schedule it out on that social media platform or that email, post it onto your blog. Make sure that you set it out, because a lot of times what happens is that we're in perfectionism mode. We don't set things out. We're too busy. We're creating on overtime, and then we just burn out because we're not really working. We're just creating content like crazy. And then the so that was my third is set, and my fourth is analyze.
Mhm.
Um, we tend to, as entrepreneurs, create marketing campaigns and not look at the numbers. And if you don't look at the numbers, then we fail to make responsive decisions. We make emotional decisions. Like, I set out this campaign and I didn't get a lot of callbacks. Did you not get a lot of callbacks, or did you not feel like you got a lot of callbacks? Setting those numbers into play and looking at the numbers, and make sure like you give yourself like a 24, 48-hour window to really get the results in, so
Hmm.
that way you can make logical decisions. Was this a good campaign? Was it not a good campaign? Did I achieve my objectives? What can I tweak to get a conversion rate? And then the fifth one, I would say my fifth tip is have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun with the subject matter, it's going to show. It's going to reflect. This is, we're all here to be of service to others. And so if you have a plan and follow through with that plan, then you will have fun with it. But if we keep going into a reactive nature, it's going to feel like a job. And most of us do not, we're allergic to the job word. So have fun with it. This is why we're entrepreneurs. This is why we're creatives. And everyone is a creative, by the way.
So those are really great tips, Myleen, and especially the last one about having fun. The others are involve the strategic aspect, obviously, of why you're doing it. You're not just randomly doing these things, and so it gives you that structure and that system that you need to work within, which really puts the constraints on. But ultimately, it should be an enjoyable process. As once you get your system down, it should be something that spurs creativity. It helps you to take off a layer of anxiety as well, because you know you're producing something that's solid. You know you're doing it in a timely manner. You know where it needs to go, that it's going to match the outlet that it's going to. And that can help you relax and even have more fun with it because those bases are covered.
Exactly. Like, use the templates, let them serve you. Look at the font treatment. Do you like the fonts that they're using? And don't just, don't go don't get crazy like recreating the wheel on it. Just use what we've got, because if you use the templates, 99.9% of the job has been done for you.
Myleen, are you going to be sharing other things on Canva right now, or do you want to change the screen or something by
Um,
chance?
oh yeah, I mean, I can share all
Well,
kinds.
because I wasn't sure if the video had sound or not. If it was, yeah, I think it had some
Oh yes.
sounds.
Oh, everything like, oh, this is so much fun. So here, I can do a video. And this is really cool. So I picked out I said I'm going to do a video, and then you can hear there's so much fun stuff. Oh, I was about to, ooh.
I'm gonna
Um,
look on Facebook while we're
there's so
talking.
many fun things. So like, okay, you can do an explainer video. You can do a video on reviews. You could do a sale. We all have, so here's like, see all, you know, like I love this whole I love Polaroids, and I'm always talking about those kind of things. So here on Elements, here we have music.
You can add.
So you can
So
add,
that's under elements.
yeah, actually it's under its own now, but there's like a whole thing here for music. It's one, two, three, four,
Oh, the music one. Yes, yes, I
it's
see. Right,
option down, and you
right.
can change the video. So like, let's say you don't like the balloons and you want to show an aerial shot of wherever this bridge is, you know,
Hmm.
you can, like, here we just change it, instead of like where dreams take flight, bridge your dreams, or
Yes, that's really great. And the thing about it is the music that's there, it's already pre-licensed music, right? It's
yeah, all of it's done for you. And then like,
so. Hmm.
it's just for travel agency, so like you can bridge your dreams, let's chat, and then you can just change the button there for, we're going to ungroup this so that way I can put this into one line. But you see, like, I mean, I'm making this my own. Like, this isn't even, I'm not even worried about, like, oh, because I get that a lot. Oh, it's for a travel agency, or oh, it's for, and it's like, no, just make it your own.
Right, right. Exactly. It's just to give you an idea. And I know when I first started on Canva, I was a little rigid in that thought process too. Like, how do I didn't realize to the extent I could change it. That this was just to give me an example, and by the time I'm done, it won't look like maybe anything like it started. But it gave me a structure that allowed me to launch off. And that's what's so cool about it.
Yeah, and you can, I mean, I love that Polaroid look. So it's like you can totally, change the background into a solid. You can, however it serves you. And then guess what? If you're not happy with it, you can always undo.
Yes.
So it's like, don't, or make a copy. Some of us are like really paranoid. So just make a copy and then on the second page, manipulate the living daylights out of the original and then go
Right.
from there.
And also, people need to give themselves some time because I know at first it can be very frustrating when you're not sure how it's supposed to work. Like you're moving something, but it doesn't really move, and you want to change it, doesn't really change. So those are the techniques you will learn as you get more proficient in it. But I personally use Canva both on my desktop with my laptop and also in my app on my phone,
Mhm.
and I use it interchangeably. And once I would highly recommend that people take either a mini course or some kind of tutorial to get familiar with how to you maneuver with it. That way you don't waste time because you can spend all this time just fidgeting around as opposed to actually creating what you want. So,
Absolutely. So if you guys join my, you ladies out there that are looking into building your Canva skills, join Canva for Women Entrepreneurs. It's absolutely free.
mhm,
We do daily tips, tricks, and most importantly, and what I love is that we really push for you guys to experiment with Canva. So you can
yeah.
promote your business every day of the week if you want. The only rule is look what I made on Canva. That's what you have to say in the beginning of the post. Look what I made on
Oh,
Canva. That's it.
oh, that would be easy. That's easy. It's like everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so
Everything, really.
it's so easy, and the ladies are really having a lot of fun with it because I mean that's what we're doing on Canva, right? We're exploring brand marketing creatively, and why are we utilizing the platform to promote what we do and how we do it. So definitely take the opportunity, join the free group, and have fun with it, and don't be afraid to experiment and have fun and work on your business, not in your business, but work on your business, because if you're not working on your business, then you're just reacting, and that's not cool.
And that's a key word. And that's one thing that I encourage people with when it comes to strategic anything strategy with their business. By the way, Myleen, can you click accept the clubhouse thing? Because I don't know, for whatever reason, I jumped out, then I jumped back in. So I pinged you. So just say yes if
Oh,
you see it. But anyhow, okay.
cool.
So, there you go. All right. I don't know. It's going to be double sounds. I have to reduce it. I really don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, I just reduced it because I was like, oh wow.
I think it has to be one or the other, Myleen. I mean, we're trying. We're trying to see how this thing can work. But now I totally forgot what I was saying. But yeah, what was I talking about?
I mean, we're having fun, we're exploring a new social media channel. We're
No, before the clubhouse, I was mentioning about when we use Canva. When you first start it, people can get frustrated. So take the course, join your group, for example, and Canva for creative women, no entrepreneurs.
Canva for Women Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I will drop the links.
Yeah.
And so, could tell me what are some of like the top mistakes women or anybody make when they first start using Canva? Like what can they stop doing?
Stop trying to like create from a ground zero. Use templates. Use the living daylights out of templates. And before you even start going in Canva, know your brand game. Know have a vertical and horizontal layout for your logo. have an icon, make sure your brand game is on lock. Have a color palette, have a font palette, like know what your calls to action are. I like everyone to do that on a Google sheet. Like have your hex codes on there for your color palettes. Have an idea of what your image aesthetic is. Do you like bright poppy colors on your photos? Do are you dark? Are you singular? Are you minimalistic? Do you like the details? Like have make sure you have a vibe. And the more components of design that you have an understanding for, the better off you're going to be, because at the end of the day I really don't want you guys living in Canva. What I want you guys to do is being creating collateral material, so that way you can go on to the rest of your life. Because as much as it's fun to craft and create and whatnot, it can get overwhelming, and then we totally forgot what we were doing in the first place. And we all have things to do. Like I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a wife, I volunteer. So life for me runs at 500 miles an hour. This is only one aspect of my life. Like, as much as I love creating and having a great time on the computer, I want to develop systems and processes so I can go live life offline as well.
There you go. And this is one of those systems and processes, Myleen, that allows us to do exactly that. That you're creating a system in your marketing that helps you to have a more reliable way of doing things. And I just think it's an exciting tool. It's one of the most game-changing tools. And I know there are other similar type tools out there, but I'm most familiar with Canva personally, and I love using it. As a matter of fact, I could use Canva all day to do all the kinds of things I do because it supports. I mean, I use it for my workbooks, I use it for my presentations, I use it for my master classes. I use Canva for everything. And people always compliment, like, oh, your slides are so beautiful. I'm like, it's all done in Canva. And that's how I use it. I use it like you use Word or Excel. Well, maybe not Excel, but I use it like Word, to create documents and things like that, to make them have that graphic appeal.
And like, I mean, now they've even like, discovered icons. Like, gosh, I mean, you can get lost in here. So
Okay,
like,
where are those icons?
so go to features, and like you can do icons. I have a lot of girlfriends that do product creation. So
Yeah.
like I just did a product creation jam session with a client the other day for t-shirts. And we designed all the t-shirt designs for the next year. So if that's something that you do, go in here, create the t-shirt designs and call it a day. Like, you don't it doesn't have to. And man, how many of us like would be like, oh, I would really love to create t-shirts for, the 9 different sub brands I have. Here you go.
Hmm.
And you can
Hmm.
do it all in one shot too, which is what I love.
And for the help of vocabulary, people understanding the terminology you're using. So when you say sub brands, what does that mean?
So sub brands, so most of us, a lot of us as entrepreneurs have our personal brand, and then we have coaching programs and we have products, and they all have their own brand treatment. So I like to call those sub brands. They live under the umbrella. So you have your personal brand, and this is where brand marketing is really vital, because we're taking people on a journey and we want to make sure how they understand how everything fits together. And we all have like 9,000 different facets of ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that if you are a realtor and you're a yogi, that you should like bombard them with all that information in one shot. You should make digestible pieces so someone understands that, hey, you do real estate, but you do real estate with a holistic sense, because you're a yogi. And, oh, by the way, you happen to have these yoga classes. So, being able to give them that journey of education so people understand all the things you do and how you do it is super important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we try to shove all of it onto them in one shot, and then they're like, I don't know what to do with you.
Right, right. Yeah. Eileen, could you do me a favor? Your phone, the sound is coming through the Zoom as well.
Oh,
If you just lowered the volume a little bit,
yeah.
let's see if that'll
Okay.
work.
Lowered it to the minimum that I could.
Yeah, yeah, I know. We're doing. I don't know. We're doing our little experiment, but that's what marketers do. We experiment. But that's really, those are really great insights, Myleen. So just like summarize for us what those top 5 tips are to use Canva to increase your marketing R one more time.
So the first one is plan. The second one is create. So create with intention. So plan so that way we don't go into creative chaos, and then create with intention, follow through with that plan. Look at the templates, see how the layout is going to serve you. The third one is set. So give yourself a deadline on creation. If it give yourself that hour, honor yourself in that hour, and then set it out. Whether you're passing the buck to a designer, posting it on a social media channel, putting it on the website, but get it out there. You've put all that energy into it. Let's see how it does. Analyze. Make sure that you analyze your design. If it was an email, if it was social media, if it, whatever the case was, like log how many calls you made in 30 days based on that design. So that way you can see, is it an effective design piece? Do I need to tweak it out? Was the call to action hidden? But make sure you actually analyze those ventures, so that way you can go ahead when you go back to the drawing board, you're doing so with actual information and not feeling.
Mhm.
And then the most important piece out of all of this is have fun with it, because you're serving out your purpose. And if you're not having fun with it, no one else is going to have fun with it either.
That is so, these are just really great insights, Mylene. I really appreciate them so much. And also the part about, setting it out and setting a time limit, as you highlighted, that you could go on all day on one design, tweaking the color and tweaking the font and tweaking the size, and grabbing this and grabbing that
I'm having an
endlessly,
argument. Yeah. I'm like, stop
right?
arguing with the design. Just,
You argue with the exact, that's a good way to put it. It's like an argument. And not only that, then it sits there and doesn't get published.
oh my gosh. I mean, over the years, if I got a nickel for every time I was like, oh, they're like, oh, I designed something for this. And I'm like, great, where is it? Oh, it's somewhere in Dropbox or it's somewhere in Google Drive. I wasn't happy with it. And I'm like, well, if you weren't happy with it, then nobody's gonna know what you do.
Yeah. Yes. It's, we get obsessed. We can obsess over it, over the
Yeah.
color, over this, over that. When you're like, okay, this is good enough for now. Next time you can do something else with the next one.
Hey,
But just
listen, it's
keep
always
it
going to be
moving.
a 2.0. We're always looking to optimize the message, optimize the design, set it out and see what it will do.
Right. That's a great, definite great insight. Was there anything else on here you wanted to show us? Or you want to unshare the screen?
No, I'll unshare the screen. Let's see. Nothing was coming to mind.
Okay, no, that's very good. And as we kind of showed us already that there are so many features and in details involved with Canva as you go deeper into the platform. So certainly not in a half hour you're going to be able to see it all, but it's just a quick introduction so people can kind of get a sense of it. Or if they're already using Canva, to get a little bit more confidence, to be more, not intimidated by the platform, that there is a way to make it work for you.
Absolutely.
So, so that's really, really great. Well, Mylene, you know what I'm gonna do, because I had big plans for the clubhouse. I'm gonna stop that right now because
Okay.
I realized one of the key things that I've learned from this process is that you have to treat each social media platform as its own distinct entity. It does not lend itself to this thing. A clubhouse, you have to really pay attention to that. If you're doing Facebook, you have to pay attention to that, and so on. So that's one big lesson today.
We're going
Um,
to look for a widget so that way Zoom can go to Clubhouse. And then that way, just like, Zoom now does Facebook and YouTube and everything else, we will
yeah,
figure it out.
yeah, and it's always evolving. And so, and also by even these little tests allow you to see what can work, what doesn't work. But we'll set up something again for another clubhouse day. But I think today the key message is people to understand how to use Canva, how to feel comfortable with it, and knowing that there are resources available. So let's just summarize how they can contact you, where can they find you, participate in your programs, and so forth.
Oh, definitely. So if you want to check out my website, I have a website, light bulb, like the ones that you screw in. OBM, that's OscarBravoMike.com. Or you can find me on Facebook, Myleen Obando. That's MyLeeNObando. And then definitely for those ladies, come check us out, Canva for Women Entrepreneurs, all kinds of resources. We Once you join the group, we talk about your brand game. So if you don't know what your brand is, have no idea what your palettes are, guess what? As a gift for us, from us to you, you get your brand game on by joining the group for free. And if you would like to do deep dives and really create that system and process to get yourself from a reactive marketer to a responsive one, you can join us at She Shifts Brand Marketing Academy.
And so that already started last week. Can people still join it, or how does that
It's
work, Myleen?
constantly ongoing. So it's no contracts. It's a month to month membership. And by joining in, you get access to all the past. We go by series. So right now we're in the series for bulk content creation. And not only do we teach the principles of marketing, but we actually do the work with you. So 2 hours a week, you are sitting down and you are actually working on your business instead of in your business. And it's so vital that you actually do that. Because if not, how do we get new business if we don't work on it, right? So, this series right now that we just kicked off is bulk content creation. So it's 4 weeks, and we'll be making 4 months worth of social media, email, blogging content, video content, and we'll be utilizing Canva every step of the way. So that way, all your visuals and your content are done in one shot, and you'll even do your videos. So it's so much fun because by that, you're relieving yourself so much time and energy to go do what you do best.
Yeah, and that's why I signed up for it, Myleen, because I knew that although I kind of have a sense of where I want to go with things, it's helpful to get that extra insight for one, and the guidance and the support and that accountability so that you don't just keep putting it off. So I've like reserved, I have those 2 hours a week where I'm going to do this specific thing. And I know that by the time I'm done, I will have achieved something that I tend to put off anyway, because other things come up in the meantime. So, and
Absolutely.
this past week when I was in it, when we were working through my whole supercharge, I think we were working out through the blog post, and that really gave me a lot to think about as far as how to really structure things going forward, develop a rhythm. And so it's not like a stop, start kind of thing. When you sit down to do this, you already have a plan. So it just starts to roll a lot smoother. And so that really helped me. So look forward to my blog post coming out based off our discussion in She Shifts Academy. And so you guys, all my superchargers out there, that helped to get me supercharged. All right. So
Absolutely.
yes, it did.
Absolutely.
Yes, it did. So I want to encourage people to really check out what you have to offer, and to know that when you have a nice marketing message and that cohesion going, it makes it a more enjoyable journey all in one. It's kind of, I know I respond to colors. I like bright colors. I want things to be happy and uplifting. So when I see a piece of information that's presented in that way, I'm more able to receive it and digest it more comfortably than if it were not.
And one thing, Emily, that I wanted to point out is that by being a responsive marketer, we tend to be consistent to the point
Yes.
where we are exhausted of the consistency. And then we're like, oh, we want. But let me tell you, one of the best secrets about marketing is that if you feel like you're constantly putting yourself on repeat, you're doing a really great job because you never
Mhm.
know if someone is meeting you for the very first time. And that's why consistency is key, because you never know where you're going to, meet somebody. And creating a responsive marketing collateral is amazing because you look like you're living online, but really and truly you're living offline. You're making money online and living offline. And as much as I love to create on Canva and be on social media and stuff, I kind of like to enjoy the Florida sunshine a little bit.
Even when it's a little nippy, we still want to enjoy it. That's for sure.
Yes, this is the best day out of the year.
And you're coming from Hollywood, Florida, so you're in South Florida,
Yes, and the humidity
and
is non-existent today, so I'm
yes.
having an amazing hair day.
Well, I tell you, we look forward to those days down here. I tell you, you leave your house one way, and you have no idea how you're gonna look when you come back. So
Absolutely.
it happens. But no, this is so cool, Myleen. This always happens to me too. As we're wrapping up our Supercharged Sunday, I never like want to stop because it's so interesting what our guests have shared. So I just want to encourage people to watch all of the Supercharged Sundays. Last week we had Diana Wu David all the way from Hong Kong. She shared some incredible insights on future proofing your business and your 2021 based off her book Future Proof, and all the other people before her, Joanna Sanchez, Stephanie Williams, Abby Matsky. And then this week, Myleen, launching us off with the marketing. And next week, we're going to have another exciting guest. So mark your calendars for 2 p.m. on Sundays. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group, Supercharged with Emily, I invite you to do that, or visit me online at emilymchugh.com/social, where you get to see my master classes and all the things I have going on. And I encourage you to jump in and see what speaks to you where you are. And we're going to be in the same, Myleen, the same conference, the Blueprint conference coming up the week of the 25th, January 25th, right?
Yes, we are. And I mean, it has been such a blessing, Emily, to meet you and stuff like that because, you giving us this materials and the tools to continue to, rise that momentum in business and give us those, to overcome the ditches because the ditches do come. I mean, thank you so much for creating this avenue because it's such a great reminder that it's just a ditch. We can get out of it.
That's so true. That's so true. Good reminder for all of us, for sure. And what are you going to speak on on that conference, the new Business Blueprint conference?
Honestly, I don't know yet. I'm still
Okay,
thinking
okay,
about
well, never mind. You'll have it ready. Okay, let's just put it like this: whatever it is, it's going to be good. And it's going to be worthwhile. People are going to benefit.
it.
That's
Eva
key.
shall be involved.
Yes, it's going to be very benefit. And I can just give a quick preview. My topic is supercharging the key systems, 3 key systems to supercharge your business and your year, 2021 and beyond. And so just kind of covering your key bases, it's so important. And this includes your marketing. It includes all these things. And you have a place to put everything. It makes your life a lot easier. So that's kind of the idea for that. But anyway, Myleen, thank you so much for taking time from your lovely Sunday and sharing these great insights and tips with us. And
Awesome.
so,
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank
yeah,
you.
and my goal, I'm gonna proclaim it, now I have to go do it. My goal is to write a blog post on our discussion.
Oh, girl, it is done. It
It
is
is
done.
done. Okay, so that's 2 blog posts, Emily, because we one from last week and this one.
Well,
But no, I
what
do.
you can actually do is have the video transcribed and,
Yeah,
have this transcribed and then, just edit, the best thing is having content because the more content you have, it's easier to reduce than to create. So
yes.
have your videos transcribed, and that's the great thing about Canva. Have things, have that plan. So have the video transcribed, you know, grab a couple sentences out of the transcription and bam, blog post done.
So I can do that in Canva too. Put the video in Canva.
You can do like the thumbnail on
In
Canva, and
Canva.
you
Yeah,
can
right, right.
do there's a couple of different other video options that you can do as well, but get a Fiverr, whatever the case is, get that transcription done and bam, easy
Bam.
peasy.
Okay, so I'm gonna be doing some bamming. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna make you proud, Myleen. I promise you.
You already make me proud, girl. You're like, that's it, I'm done. I was like, oh, okay. And
That is good.
once I got you to 5 golden nuggets, you were like, boom, I'm done for the month. I was like, oh, okay, great.
Oh man, no,
That's
it's really exciting. So thank you for all you do for all of us out here and giving us letting us be structured and still have fun at the same time. So You're doing a really amazing job. So keep up the great work. And I look forward to seeing you in the workshop in the She Shifts later this week
Yeah,
and continue to build out the content.
cool.
So
Well, you
thank
have
you,
a great
everyone.
Sunday. Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry. I was like, have a great Sunday. Enjoy the sunshine.
Yes, everybody. So, and leave your comments and questions, and we'll come back and check them out very shortly. So, stay supercharged and have a wonderful supercharged Sunday. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, I need you to give me the host back.
Oh yeah, that would help.
Oh, the vagaries of social media. You have to do all these things for sure. All
Okay,
right, so that's how
now.
now I can do it. Okay, everybody. So that is it from Facebook. See you next Sunday.
Bye.
Stay supercharged.